Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen. So, Pete uploading a recording of one of his first Broodmother games. For those who are unaware, I've decided to become like Admiral Brooddog and just play one hero over and over again for several thousand games until I become a god with that hero. Then pro team will notice me and sub me, and then a different pro team will pick me up and I'll play with them and we'll win the international. That'll be like International 6, I believe. So I chose Broodmother for my hero. I should probably just like skip past this. Because I think Broodmother's a lot of fun. Most people don't seem to like Broodmother that much, but I quite like her. I really like spiders. I think they're adorable. And let's see, we'll go player perspective. We'll go Pete. Everyone likes Pete.
This should be interesting.
I think her playstyle of webs and making like a path in your lane is really kind of cool, if a bit momentum heavy. And, well, she makes lots of spiders, so I'm really happy with that. At the moment, I don't have many cosmetics for Brood, because I don't really like many of them. I can show you what I do have. I just have these little spiders. You'll see them soon. I have some more in my inventory, but I don't equip them, because I don't like them that much. When a set comes out, I'll no doubt get it. It really kind of surprises me that, there's no
30 seconds to
gems
battle.
for Broodmother yet. Like, to record maybe webs placed, or spiderlings made, or kills with spiderlings. All these would be great. Life stolen, I don't know, enemies killed in webs. These would all be perfect gems, but, whatever. So, what you don't know at this point, because you can't see team chat, is that Vengeful Spirit called Carrie, and immediately clicked top, and we all assumed she was joking. Well, I didn't. I knew she was serious, but everyone else assumed she was joking. And it was like, oh yeah, VS Ursa Sand King tri-lane, that's hell good. Brood will just win off lane, it'll be so perfect. So, top's about to go quite amusing.
Haste!
But thankfully, we're down here in bottom lane, and I am safe from everyone else, right? That's a big reason I chose Brood for one of my heroes, for my hero to just practice a lot, is because, she doesn't want to lane with anyone else. She just wants to be alone, which means I don't have to deal with idiots in my lane. At least I thought it was quite nice. I don't know what he was doing there. He was standing there for so long. It seemed like he was going to D-ward, and then he didn't. At this point, whoops. CM already used one of her sentries. Where'd she put it? What does Abaddon have it? That's odd. Did she give it to Mirana? Ah, she gave it to Mirana. This whole time, I was so scared that she'd already put down the sentry one, and I was just too dumb to check. It's fine. It didn't make that much of a difference. They did a lot more damage than I thought they would, really. But I wasn't that worried about this tri-lane being able to kill me. Even if Abaddon was there, he just adds another right click. It's not tremendously an issue. Web save. At level 1, it's not that big of a deal, the health regen, but it quickly stacks up. At level 1, when they have sentry wards, you do kind of have to just let Void farm, even if it's not really optimal in the grand scheme of things. They're out of sentry wards now, so I can just farm here freely. But because I didn't realize she hadn't put one down yet, I thought she might have put one down here, so I was being a bit silly. Using Spiderling at level 1 probably wasn't the best idea, but it did secure me a last hit that I thought would have been too dangerous to go and get. Keep in mind I took like a month break before I started playing these games, so like, I probably could have just last hit that one, but I'm not very good at the timing for last hitting of the towers, so there's that. This bot lane does get hilarious when the action starts picking up, though. I quite enjoy it. So at this point, Ursa is now complaining that VS is taking his last hits, because she got Aura at level 1, making her base damage much better than his. Now she drops the other sentry. She went and got some more, so where does this cover? Oh yeah, I can stand in the back here at this weapon and be fine and force her to drop another. She doesn't have the mana for... Yeah, so Ursa TP's down bot, which I don't know how he expected that to help him in the slightest. Because if you're not getting last hits because of VS is competing with them, trying to get last hits against a tri-lane and a Broodmother is really not going to be much better for you at all. Player perspective again. And I'm like, I have no mana, man. Like, I don't know what you want. Yeah. I was content to take those tower hits to hit CM a bit more because I'll just reach them back up. Normally I hit level 2 in web before level 2 in spiderlings, but I don't remember why I didn't this time. Maybe a misclick. Maybe I just wasn't thinking. So Ursa decides now that bot lane is a bad idea and he's gonna go jungle. So he walks all the way back to the jungle.
Dire's middle tower is under siege.
Okay, I'll start safely building up my army of spiderlings. So it's much harder when I miss last hits. Again, I hadn't played that much. In support, I was never that good at last hitting in the first place. I was getting better, but a month break certainly didn't help. Now, I want to point something out before the action picks up. Is that spiderlings move quite quickly in webs, and CM does not move quickly ever. That'll be important. I got my soaring now, which gives me basically unlimited spiderlings because the health regen of webs is just so good. I fucked this one up because I'm an idiot. Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't. I fucked the next one up. I don't go too early, I go too late. Like, the projectile hits after the creepers died. It's really fucking frustrating. And I get stuck here in the trees because thank you, Broodmother Pathing. Thankfully, this time I had a tango. The next time I don't, and I have to make a web. And so they decided to go on me. And I'm like, oh, I'll just stick my spiderlings on CM. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. And guess what? It turns out it was fine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Not that I care one way or the other.
I thought Ursa was going to come and help me and try and kill Faceless, but it turns out he's an idiot. And I fucked this up totally. I tried to go in between his hits, and I did successfully go in between his hits. It just turned out that the range creep was hitting me for 1 damage, and that was too much. So if Ursa had come at any of this point, Faceless was now down to 25 HP, 14 HP, 6 HP. Oh no, because the last one was a spiderite. I didn't get the dot. That's why he lived. Ah! Oh, I didn't even realize that. Meanwhile, everyone's dying over here in their jungle because they're fucking morons. Why did they think they could dive that far? What a bunch of idiots. So I TP'd down back down bottom, and I should have got 2 kills. I fucked up, but it's okay. That was good enough. First blood for Brood against a tri-line is pretty solid. Normally when they're buying as many sentries as CM is, you expect to be like dying instead of getting kills. You don't really expect to get kills with Brood until you get Orchid, to be honest, against this kind of a lineup. When they've got Void and can just time loop out. Ursa is still in their jungle, I would like to point out. This is how useful my teammates are. We have a carry VS farming and Ursa basically AFKing in their jungle. I don't know why he shielded that creep. I expected him to shield the low life creep, so it made me miss the last hit. It's very disappointing. Now I start building up my army of spiderlings, forces Void the fuck off. Once he gets Chronosphere, it gets a bit different, but until then. I can see CM. I would have seen CM there anyway, because it was about to send the spiderling into scouts, but thankfully we had a ward. And she was going to just stand in vision of it. At this point, she can't AoE all the spiderlings down. So even if she hadn't used her slow on me before, she probably would have died. Actually, she might have been able to get away. I don't have the slow passive yet, so. But she decided to use it on me, so it's a moot point. I don't know whether they still have sentries up at this point, so I'm just hanging back and letting spiders do the job. I don't know what they were expecting to do me without vision, but it wasn't successful. Yeah. I just needed to get through the trees before I got hit, but I couldn't manage that. That was impossible. I don't know how I expected it to happen. And this is why team games are lots of fun when you play with random people, because it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. This shielding the creeps to AoE down my creep wave really isn't that efficient for Abaddon. See, Void's got Chrono now, which means stuff is going to be a bit more difficult for me.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
I decided to get my 3rd level in web over ulti because I didn't think I was going to be killing that many people. With just right clicks by myself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe I missed that. Oh well. Yeah. And web is so useful. That passive regen is so good. Where is Ursa at the moment? Ah, he's back in top. Is he? Oh, he's just looking there. He's AFK. Okay. Our Viper just died to conquer Mirana. Always good.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, the sentry
It's
goes
probably
down.
nothing to worry about. Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
If Soaring was a full, then I
Dire's
think I
middle
would have gone
tower
for that
is
one.
being attacked. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I really don't know what Ursa
You
keeps
don't even
expecting to
care,
do with
do
this
you?
roaming Ursa. I didn't know at any point of this game. Oh, and now I'm back stuck in the trees. Thank you, Valve. It's lots of fun. So I have an overlapping web, a ridiculously overlapping web, but there wasn't much else I could do with it. Now I've got a giant mob of spiderlings. Everyone's distracted by
Radiant's
Ursa
bottom
in their
tower is
jungle,
under
killing
siege.
Abaddon. There's no way Void can stop me. I'm just gonna stand here in the trees to make sure he's gonna fuck off.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked. It'll probably be
The
fine.
Mirana ulti. I'm a bit scared. But when I see everyone turn up mid, I
Radiant's
go back.
bottom tower is under siege.
I thought they'd try and stop me taking this tower from full HP, but it turns out they didn't have any interest in doing such a thing.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
I missed the last hit,
Radiant's bottom
but
tower
my
is
spiderlings got it for me.
Radiant's top tower is being
When we
attacked.
took that tower and the
Radiant
mid-team fight,
structures
I actually
have
felt
been
quite confident
fortified.
about winning this game, despite everything that's happened so far.
Radiant's top tower
BS
has
gets top for
fallen.
free. I didn't have Vision of Void there. I was sending the spiderlings to go attack that jungle camp, and it was coincidentally the one he'd just taken. For anyone who was wondering what that was. Yeah, see, I'm an idiot. I can't believe I did that so late. What was I thinking?
Radiant's
Spiderlings
bottom
just standing
tower
there,
is
so
under
send to the
siege.
mud golem camp. And then I get so much damage on this tower as well. No one seemed at any point willing to stop me in this map.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
CM and Kunkka start coming down now, I believe. CM is just food for me at this point, so if she manages to step into my webs at any point,
Radiant's bottom
just chew
tower
her.
is under siege.
but she's a bit too clever for that, unfortunately. What's she maxed? She got 1 level on that.
That
Yeah.
was kind of you.
Why would you get 1 level in your AoE against Brood? So the game kind of slows down here for a bit, because with Brood at this point you kind of just sit in the trees there and push until someone like tries to stop you, and then you run away. For those of you who don't play Dota that much, or haven't played Dota in like a year or so,
Roshan has been killed.
I also just got Roshan for free. That was pretty good.
Radiant's bottom
I was
tower
quite happy
is
with
being
that.
attacked.
No doubt in my
In case
mind
you
we were going to
weren't
win at
paying
this point.
attention.
So Brood has free movement in her webs now. So yeah, as long as she's not being hit, as soon as she gets hit, she gets that like blink dagger 3-second cooldown. So you can't move for free. HP per removal doesn't count for that. As you can see, I can Soul Ring and steal her free movement. I thought for sure she'd have some sort of like detection here, but it seems she didn't. So yeah, Brood having free movement is kind of neat. When she first got it, she had it just like everywhere, all the time. So it didn't matter if she was being hit. And the casuals complained, and so they got it now. Personally, I don't think it was going to be too good. I think you just had to build a better stun lineup against Brood. or have enough AoE that like Brood living doesn't matter that much.
Radiant's bottom
This
tower
web that I
is
put
under
down here
siege.
on the tower is an important tower, both for uses in general, and also once I get that tier 2 down, it's basically the most important web I could have until we get racks at the bottom. It just makes it so easy to just sit and spiderlings.
Under attack.
So I got a pretty nice chain going on right now. I don't have any web connecting me to the tier 1 tower bottom because I had to put up that that web to get out of the gap. I was convinced someone was just waiting there in the fog for me, but it seems they weren't that clever. That one I fucked up. I hate myself sometimes. Sand King also seemed convinced that someone was waiting for me, as you can see by him waiting in their jungle, for someone to step out. But unfortunately, no one stepped out. So he TP's mid, I stay bottom. It's lots of fun. How easily I'm pushing this bottom lane, it just seems like the game's just easy, free. Send up some spiderlings to ward. It's better if I have a web there, because obviously the spiderlings are invisible, but the amount of time it takes them to kill the spiderling, it lets me know someone's coming. And then bam, I get this tower. And there's nothing they can do about it. I can't believe I didn't last hit it. I'm so bad at this. I should have sent those spiderlings to push, but I sent them into the jungle to go farm for me. I could have got a lot more damage on this tower, I reckon.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
I was scared of Void at this point, so I backed up much earlier than I probably should have. Probably could have stayed a bit longer, but it doesn't matter.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
At this point, the spiderlings are worth so little, I was willing to just sacrifice them to Void to get some more damage on the tower. Because we're not going to win that game anyway. And Kunkka's just going to AoE the creep spiderlings anyway. So. VS continues to farm at this point. Let's see what VS has. VS has a Mithril Hammer, a Ring of Aquila, and Face Boots. That's good. That's quite good. She has like 10 last hits more than me. Let's take a look. 13 more last hits than me, and I've just been AFKing in webs most of this game. Oh, Viper has a fucking lot of denies. I didn't notice that. How could I have? It's much easier to do this kind of AFK in webs thing when you have a spiderling already out, so that you can see whether an enemy hero is actually waiting for you. But sometimes you just have to go out and check yourself. Send that spiderling to go ward for me again. They never once came for me from that direction, so I was probably a bit overly paranoid. But
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I probably would have died here from my greed if Sand King didn't save me. Like a fucking trooper. And then we both run. I almost got into the trees then, but I got hit by that fucking... Oh, I got CM again with my spiderlings. I didn't even remember that one happened. CM really can't afford to only have one level of the AoE at this point. It's too risky. As you can see, she's just getting munched to death by spiderlings. Like, she probably shouldn't have run as well. She probably should have just stayed, because I do have the slow bite now. And yeah, she should have stayed, and Kunkka should have killed the spiderlings for her. I have my Orchid now, makes things a lot funner. I misclick the creep. Don't get my spiderlings. Kunkka doesn't have any sight, so like there wasn't really any threat there. this kind of continues for quite some time now. Just Conker and me dueling out in bottom lane. He doesn't have quite enough damage with his Tidebringer yet to kill all the spiderlings, but he's getting close. Not really. That wasn't really close in the slightest. I didn't really think I could kill when I started that, and obviously in the end I couldn't, but mostly I just wanted to make him leave. As it turns out he didn't, he just bottles and comes back. I get stuck here in the trees because I got hit by Tidebringer. Going down into this little crevice here is quite fun. Team fights are happening mid, so I decide to push. But unfortunately we lose before I can get anything. I should have really backed off at that point. I don't know what I was thinking. I could have easily been Chronosphere. Let's see, what are we up to? Level 3 now, so she can start almost killing. Well, she can start insta-killing the baby spiders, but the regular spiders, I believe, will be fine. Let's take a look. Do I have any spiderites? 175, 440, 450. Yeah, so she can easily insta-kill the spiderites, but the spiderlings will be okay. I believe. Yeah. She can't ever kill the spiderlings, but she has to try. CM is a really bad pick against Broodmother, just because of that movement speed, to be honest. Like, you can't ever really safely step into Broodmother's webs as CM without risking death from spiderlings. Unless your whole team's there. Or just a partner who can AoE the spiderlings down for you. CM's never going to get enough farm to be tanky enough, unless the game is going extremely well, at which case Brood's just going to be irrelevant. Brood's main problem is that she's kind of a momentum-heavy hero, and if you don't get any of that momentum in this lane to start off with, like I did by taking down that tier 2 and the tier 1 quite quickly, the game gets harder for you. It doesn't get like unwinnable at that point. You just have to like wait until your team gets you an opening in a different lane. Then you go and take the towers. But when you start actually falling behind, it gets a lot more difficult. Like the amount of time it takes you to get these 2 towers compared to the amount of time it will take them to get those 2 towers once you die is incredibly infuriating. I'm not sure how I intended on getting that kill, but it obviously didn't work out for me. This was dumb. I forgot that the Marauder ulti was still on. Thankfully, they don't have any vision, and so I just walk away. Walk away quite quickly. And regen it up at 12 a second. Nothing happens for a bit while I heal up, so I don't know. I'll talk about video games. I managed to get that siege creep. Spiderling dies through it, I'm quite happy. At the moment, I'm mostly playing Dota and Pokemon. I'm playing Dota pretty casually, since I don't have a team anymore, and I don't know anyone who has a team that I can ask to sub for. Maybe I'll start a team sometime with like me and Josh or something. Josh will probably be up for it. Josh is up for lots of things. But yeah, my main game at the moment is definitely Pokemon. Yeah, the main I decided to get into VGC this year because Perth was having regionals, which give you a flight to this kill was so easy. Easiest kill of me life. So yeah, I decided to get into VGC because regionals would give you a flight to nationals.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
There wasn't that much to say about this team fight, so I kind of just watched it with you guys. It was pretty obvious, like, silliness was happening. The VS swap on CM was just, like, inconvenient for me because I didn't notice this buyback. That was just retarded, by the way. But yeah, the VS swap was just really inconvenient for me because it put me behind all my spiderlings in terms of positioning, and it made me miss the kill. VS barely manages to live it by walking out of tower range. They call GG. And you think, that seems like GG. Like, I'm sure Pete can win at this point. Just quite easily. It also says how, which he's intending as like, how did you win when we have this VS? But I think he certainly didn't help either. Void is quite retarded here. I don't know what he was thinking. Mech is a broken item. Please nerf Mech. But at this point, they're all starting to respawn, and because we wasted all that time killing Void, we can no longer get the racks. I think Viper dies here. It doesn't look like it. I don't think they have any more disable in. Maybe. So he gets away, but we don't get this Rax. And Rax is so important when you're playing a momentum heavy lineup like this. Brood's momentum heavy, Ursa's momentum heavy. Viper stops being useful at like this point. But Void, though he has nothing at the moment, he's gone extreme farm heavy items. And so if we give him any sort of an opportunity, he's just going to quickly accelerate, and we're all going to look silly once he gets that Battle Fury. So we go back to Pete's perspective now that I'm back alive. So it's all on me to get this Rax, basically. Because everyone else is quite content to go to every other lane, as they should be. It's generally best to just push... If Brood's in bottom lane, you generally want to push top. You want to push it quite passively so that you can just back out at any opportunity. That way, if all 5 go top, you can just back off. And if someone goes bottom to stop Brood, then you can push and push and push. So an important part of that would be either banning out big team fight initiator heroes, maybe like a Tidehunter or a Magnus or something like that, or taking them yourself. In this game, we're quite convenient, as the only big team fight start hero that they ended up going was Void, because Kunkka doesn't seem to be aware of how to start a team fight from a distance, other than torrent someone who's standing still. Which, while it's worked on successfully torrenting me quite a few times, it hasn't actually worked on killing me. So, now we're back to farming for a bit. Yeah, VGC. I'm not a big fan of the format this year because only Pokemon you can get in X and Y are legal. And there's quite a few Pokemon that I love and adore that I think would be big if they were legal. Like Porygon 2 is a Pokemon I'm a big fan of that I would absolutely be running this year if I could. But I can't. And the meta just seems like it's kind of lacking in Mega Kangaskhan counters. I used the Spiderlings to test it as the Sentry was. And there was. It's quite good. Yeah, so teams kind of end up with either Mega Kangaskhan or the same Mega Kangaskhan counters. It's a bit annoying, but it doesn't matter that much.
Radiant's top tower has been destroyed.
With the new Mega Pokemon announcements like Mega Sableye, though, I'm definitely much more excited for next year. I fucking love Sableye. He's so cute, and his Mega's so cute as well. Go look up Mega Sableye if you don't know what he looks like yet. So, everyone goes to teamfight mid, and I'm like, oh, sick, Rax. I didn't realize they'd Potter multied, so that could have been very dangerous for me if they came and stopped me. But they didn't. I quickly just make some Spiderlings out of the Great Wave. It's better for me to go for the ranged Rax here because I don't want to be greedy. I want to just get something for my troubles. And the melee Rax is much harder to take down because it has 20 armor. I hide behind my Spiderlings so I can't get arrowed.
You're allowed to start trying. Radiant's middle
The Starstorm plus Tidebringer is really quite annoying.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
But yeah, the win in that team fight gave us this one back. The fact that I could distract them enough to pull some back at like the end of the fight was quite good. This poke was never able to hit. I don't know how he intended on that one working.
Radiant's bottom barracks is under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks.
This was extremely greedy. I don't know why I kept doing. And then I get cried. In the future, pay more attention to Void's respawn timer, and you won't accidentally give Void more kills than he should be getting. So So what's Void up to now? Where's my cursor? Ah, Void's almost got Battle Fury. It's still an extremely slow Battle Fury, I think. I'm not sure on Midas Battle Fury timings, to be honest, but he's got treads as well, so I don't know. What does VS have? VS is Desert Maelstrom. That's alright, I guess. I have Butterfly now, so I'm much more fun than VS. Butterfly was probably a bad item choice because the evasion from Butterfly doesn't work while you're in Chronosphere. Regeneration. But I guess I was kind of banking on not being chronoed that much. I would be wrong. So if you look at the moment, we currently have bottom racks, then the tier 3 tower mid, with a Broodmother who can push quite easily. And you're thinking, oh, this is going to be a simple game, Pete. What's the trouble? Just go ahead and win. The total length of this game is like 54 minutes. As you probably know by looking at the video time. So this gets quite frustrating. I had a really good kill death ratio at this point for Brood. Like, it's not that common for Brood to actually get involved in that many fights, so normally she wants to be away from the fights, just doing her own thing. It's really annoying that these webs don't, like, appear in the fog, so I just have to remember where my webs are if someone's blocking them on the minimap. Like, if Ursa was standing on this green dot, I just have to remember that I have a web there. There's no, like, huge inconvenience, it's just annoying. So I decided to sit here and wait. I thought someone might try and push out with this creep wave, because we have mega creeps here, so they have to, or the creep waves will just push in. So I thought I might grab them, but no one decided to come, so I just made some flybombs. At this point, I think Sand King is about to die. He just got Potter multied on. So it's a bit unfortunate for him, but you have to be aware of Potter multi. This is the beginning of all of us just standing by ourselves and getting killed. Where's the sentry?
Dire's middle tower is under siege. Dire's middle tower has been destroyed.
How odd. How did they see me? Does Mirana have a gem? Oh, she has a gem. Okay. Didn't think she had the gem at this point. So we managed to kill Mirana and get the gem. Actually, do we get the gem? No, we don't. Everyone just ignored the gem. Oh no, that's okay. That's good. So I get chronoed here.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
And I just get perfect disabled and die. And what this Ursa is doing is fucking awful. You see this exposed Rax here? He should be killing that. Instead, he's fucking well diving 1v3. And then he has the fucking nerve to say, oh, I thought VS was helping me. VS, as retarded as she's been this entire game with the fucking carry VS, that was the right call to go for those racks. These racks are much more important than killing any of these 3 heroes. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And Viper was meaninglessly pushing top rather than getting these racks! I don't know what Ursa meant either. Ursa's an idiot. I'm glad I reported both him. I reported everyone in this game pretty much. I reported Ursa, VS, and Viper. I didn't report Sand King. Sand King was... He didn't, like, actively annoy me. So I'm back alive now. Let's see where I go. I buy a second TP. TP back bottom. At this point, we haven't had wards for a while, because Ursa was the one buying the wards since, as much as everyone's been complaining about the carry VS, Sand King probably should have just been buying wards instead of Ursa, but we decided to go with Ursa getting them for some reason. I go in jungle, since there's not much really doing bottom at the moment. I think only one attack was needed there. Lil wrong combo. Oh, that's right, that's right. He was having a conversation with VS. He's an idiot. So, over here in mid is another team fight breaking out. By team fight, I mean Viper versus the whole team. I decided to come and try and help, which is a mistake. I decided to go back, Ursa goes in, another mistake. I just want to leave. I just want to get off Mr. Burns' wild ride. But I decided to go in because I'm a fucking idiot. And I get chronoed for my trouble. I can't believe I fucked up there, but if I successfully orchided him, this team fight would have been different. I should have just backed out. I don't know what I'm thinking. For some reason, what I thought here was that they had to have vision. I was so set in my mind that they had vision that I was just like, I can't get out of here, so I'm going to try and take one of them down with me. It was stupid. If I just ran away, I could have made it to this web and just gone over the lip. But I made a dumb assumption, and it cost me my life. So that's 3 of my deaths now. I've just been out of plain awful mistakes by me, and yet I am still carrying this team on my shoulders. As you will see later. For those of you who haven't had the pleasure of seeing it before, Kunkka is also one of the best extreme late game carries. He drops off. Like, he starts off really good mid game because he's got extremely good spell damage from like Torrent and Boat, and Tidebringer gives him so much base damage extra. And then he drops off a bit late game because Tidebringer isn't as good at that point, and then he gets much better later. This is a fucking moron. I don't know how anyone expected that to go any better than it did. But we gotta get a team fight here because Ursa is now an idiot as well, and he decides to chase Void, who is faster than him. Sand King TP's there, I TP'd there. Full on team fight. I was really scared that Boat was gonna hit me just as I TP'd, but thankfully I got up. So I TP up here turned out to be worthless because Brood's pathing is awful. If you have a web that ends on some trees, you won't get anything. You'll just waddle along the trees. So yeah, Kunkka, he picks up quite significantly once you start getting a Divine Rapier or two, which makes his Tidebringer hilarious and unfortunate for the other team. Those are the adjectives I would use to describe it. Hilarious and unfortunate. Brood having 6 eyes does annoy me, by the way. It's kind of 6 legs as well. Her claws are probably big enough to be counted as legs, but it's just why 6? Viper's an idiot. They totally should have just killed him at this point. So Brood, as a carry, is totally awful. Brood does not want to be involved in any teamfights whatsoever with anyone who has comparable farm to her, unless they're a hero that gets hard counted by Orchid. The Butterfly makes it a bit easier. If I just wanted to fight 1v1 with Void, I could definitely just chrono him and kill him. But yeah, not chrono him. I could Orchid him and kill him, so he can't chrono me. I got to get this cheese because no one else is anywhere near it.
Mega kill.
Team fight breaks up top. Everyone dies. Why were they all there 3v5, you may wonder? No one knows, is the answer. No one knows. Why'd you kill our carry? I hate these people. They're all sick of me. So I'll talk about Pokemon in this break again, I guess. VGC is a totally different format to 1v1. It's, as I found out, it's so protect heavy. Viper's left. He really should die here. They just X'd him first. Anyway. Oh, no, here we go. Another team fight. I forgot Ursa would do that. This is really quite uneventful, this fight. I think I get chronoed. Oh yeah, I totally get chronoed. How do they see me? Oh, the gem. How did I forget about the gem? If it wasn't for that death coil, I believe I got Mirana. I had the cheese, so I decided to go back in here. Then I get chronoed. It's also fun for me. So, we wipe here. Everyone dies. And we're all like, huh, it seems like they might actually be ahead now. Turns out they're not. We're actually quite miles ahead still. But Void does much more with farm than we do at this point. Like, our best carry is Ursa, and he has nothing useful for keeping up with people. BKB obviously is good, but he's at 6 seconds, so he's not going to kill anyone.
Dire has fortified
So we didn't get the racks from that. We got Void, which was good. Wait, let me see what Void fucking has.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Yeah, so he's got his Demon Edge now. That's he's really getting bad for us.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
I went a
Dire's
mediocre
top
idea.
tower is
Sanking.
destroyed.
What was he thinking? What was he thinking? Just go to gem, silly. If Mirana had arrowed well, Sanking would have died there. But she went for a bad arrow. So whatever. So I'm back alive. I've webbed up here. Now that mid lane is my goal. I have to play a bit passive here because obviously I have no vision up the hill. So Spiderlings scout for me. And I have to wait for my web to come off cooldown anyway. It's really scary having to stand around as Brood outside of web. So yeah. VGC format being totally different. There was a whole bunch of Pokemon I didn't expect to use or like at all. Like one in particular is Scrafty, that I've been talking about lately. Because when Gen 5 came out, everyone in singles wanted to use Scrafty. And he was just so mediocre. Like, there was no real good reason to use him over Conkeldurr. And people would use him anyway. And I had to deal with all these playing against Scrafties that just, like, didn't do anything. And I would kill them. And it was like, why are you running this Pokemon? And so when I ran Trick Room in VGC, I'm like, oh man, I need a fake out user for Trick Room. Oh, there's Scrafty, Kecleon, or Toxicroak. So I tried Kecleon, it didn't work well, and I tried Toxicroak, and it didn't work well. And then reluctantly, finally, even though Scrafty was obviously the best choice from the beginning, I decided to try out Scrafty. And he just worked so well. And I was like, wow, Scrafty, why was I so silly? And now I love Scrafty. I even have a little Scraggy plushie on my desk. So we managed to get Mirana there. Because she went into a bad spot. The fact that our two guys happened to be up there was quite bad for them. I get crushed. Oh, no, they go for Sanking. Why did I Orchid Abaddon, you may wonder, and I don't have a quest answer to that. I go pick up the gem, get the sentry. I don't know why I was running with Viper. I should have helped, but I don't know really what I could have done. Kunkka would have just killed me if I went in. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. And of course, his blade mail had come off cooldown. And all I could do was be like, ugh, as I died. It was quite frustrating for me, but I should have seen it coming. Commanding that Kunkka, because I've been so useful. He has the same kill-death ratio as the Broodmother on his team, except he has less kills and more assists. So he's obviously contributed a lot. A ton, guys. He's contributed so much. So at this point, everything's looking really awful for us. Really awful. I'm starting questioning whether we can actually win. It doesn't seem like we can. Void. Yeah, he's almost got MKB. Then my butterfly's gonna be useless all the time. So I was getting quite worried here, but I said no, Pete. Take team on my back. Actually, I'm not really the reason we get mid-racks, but I am the reason we win the game. Mid-racks still doesn't win us the game. Spoilers. Because Kunkka and Void are getting far too far down. Let's see what the gold graph is like now. You see, they're catching up. We had a like 25k gold lead at one point, and now it's less than 10. Because of huge throws. It's frustrating. Who else did I like? Didn't like in Pokemon that I did like in VGC? Trevenant was a Pokemon I hadn't had much experience with in singles because he's a Gen 6 Pokemon. I didn't play singles that long in Gen 6. But I instantly fell in love with him once I found out how good he could be with Harvest and Protect. It was so much fun. It was so silly. You can just have so many berries and he just keeps healing and there's nothing you can do to stop him. And the best part is how well he counters Mega Kangaskhan. In that if you burn him, even if he has Crunch, he can't kill Trevenant through Citrus Berry. It's great. And so I decided to come over here and get Chrono. It's really fucking frustrating. They go for VS here for some reason. This team fight goes quite well for us though. Everyone still keeps going for Abaddon. I go for Abaddon when everyone else does because like I can't do anything by myself to other people, but Ursa should not be going for Abaddon. So we kill nearly all of them. It's quite good. And we go and get Midrax. I guess you could say I tanked a lot. VS is calling B at this point because Viper was jungling for some reason. But we get Mirana, everyone gets hit by Boat. Ursa blinks away from it and still gets fucking hit by it. It's ridiculous. But we do get the Midrax. So the team I'll be running at Nationals, if I do manage to afford to go, will probably be Mega Mawile, Trevenant, Scrafty, Reuniclus, Rotom, and Goodra. Goodra was a Pokemon that I'd liked as soon as Gen 6 came out. He's like Snorlax, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. But a dragon, better typing. Well, arguably better typing now the fairies, I think. So Ursa BKBs to get out of X marks the spot, and everyone gets away after we get this range tracks. It's like, yes, we can win now. We can do this. I believe. I believe. All we need is that top racks, and then once we got Mega Creeps, surely we win. Which was flawed thinking, because as I know, Divine Rapier Kunko means that you don't win with Mega Creep. Is he getting close to Divine? Ah, he's saving for it. What else am I playing at the moment? I've been playing Project M lately. I don't really like it that much because I think there's like too much emphasis on tech skill for silly things. Like, I think L cancelling is one of the worst design mechanics in any fighting game ever. Because like it doesn't add anything to any game. It's just pointless button pressing as far as I'm concerned. Alistair will tell you, oh no, I like the skill ceiling being higher because like L cancelling adds lots to the skill ceiling. I was just fucking running against the trees again. But it doesn't add anything. Well, it's just like tech skill masturbation, basically, is the way I've called it most of the time. Tech skill masturbation. You're not doing anything tech skilly that will affect your decision-making process. You're just masturbating.
Invisibility.
It's an extra button for the sake of an extra button. There's no decision involved. People on Smash boards will tell you, oh, like it feels good to hit an L cancel, but it feels normal to hit an L cancel and horrible to miss an L cancel, which I think is an important point. I think there is room for things that don't add decision-making any decisions in games in general, but I think they have to be fun. And L cancelling, it just isn't that for most people. Except the melee community who have been so brainwashed they can't objectively look at a mechanic. You're allowed to like a game without liking everything in it, people. I like Guilty Gear, but I don't like FRCs being as difficult as they are. It seems needless and pointless. So, Void kills Venge middle, everyone's there for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But I'm pushing top. Seems to go alright, even though VS dies almost immediately. So I just decided to rat. There's no way for me to get there in time, so like, whatever. I just have to hope we do well. Viper takes out Cian. Not really an important kill. Kanka getting Sanking is... Sure if you're watching, I guess. And, so it's down to Viper. He manages to make everyone chase him.
So that's something that's happening.
The Mega Creeps get her, which is quite good. And then, well, Conker has to go heal. Because if he comes immediately to try and stop this, he'll die. There's zero chance of him surviving. And I get this tower. So now we have 2 racks and an exposed racks in the last lane. And this seems so easy, right? How can we possibly lose? I mean, we don't lose, or I wouldn't be showing you this game. But
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
I'm starting to get worried because Conker is definitely getting in range to get a divine. What else have I been playing? I've been playing something else. I've been playing Ultra. I've been liking Hugo and Poison. I'll probably play Hugo because Poison, while she seems kind of fun, she just seems like kind of generic SF4, and I don't think she'll manage to hold my interest for long enough. Whereas Hugo just seems silly. So I'll probably play Hugo. I'm going to a tournament tonight. I'll probably play Hugo there. I'm going to be entering Love Max as well, even though I haven't played it yet. Because, I think Kira's probably going to be roughly the same, and I'll just SPD people. So that should be interesting. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. So Conker has the gem. So I'm hiding in the trees. I believe he still has the gem. Maybe he dropped it. I'm just being paranoid. Yeah, he did drop it. I'm an idiot. How could it just come out? I probably couldn't have done much anyway. So he has his divine now. I don't know that yet, but he has one. And that's going to make the game a lot harder. Because Mega Creep is now meaningless. He can take out an entire wave of Mega Creeps with one swipe of Tidebringer. He can probably kill some of our weaker heroes with one swipe of Tidebringer. No, everyone's pretty bulky on this team. But he comes close to hurting everyone. If he gets a crit on that Tidebringer hit, I think he has Daedalus. Yeah, if he gets a crit on that Tidebringer hit, everyone's fucked. And so I realize, shit's up, everyone's missing, go hide in the trees. Sanking, unfortunately, is not as lucky and just dies. Entire team on his ass. And I'm like, lol, sorry bro, while I hide in the trees. I quickly look to see who has the gem. Did anyone have the gem? Yeah, Admiral. But he's mid, so I was okay. But I wasn't going to risk that. It's like, what if it was just one of them I didn't click? What if that wasn't actually there and he just doesn't come out of Mirana ulti yet?
My pet thanks you.
I wonder what Mirana was saying. Thanks, sir. Something else I'm doing. What else? I don't know. So I just pushed this lane. I haven't been playing JoJo as much lately. I still haven't had enough money to get the English version of JoJo's. But I've heard the translations aren't that flash anyway. So I go and hide. I get Chrono. There was no chance of escape for me there. I was fucked. At least that was what I thought. I think if I didn't walk into the Chrono, I probably would have survived. But I thought I was in the Chrono, so that was just bad by me. But it doesn't matter. That didn't matter that much. I got plenty of gold for buyback. I don't have enough to buy anything useful. I probably could have got a Vlad's actually, but so I'm just holding on until I can get a Necro book and still have buyback. Necro book probably just would have been more useful. Buyback on Brood isn't that going to be that good. Yeah. I got a business travel now, I believe. Once I respawn. Oh no, I got them now, and I swapped them in my inventory.
Shadows take us.
Because my team was intending on backdooring, which just didn't work, as you're about to see. Partially because of that. I believe they're all about to die. You don't have Chrono? Surely it's back off. Yeah, it is up. Yeah, notice it goes down. It's a good epicenter by Sanking, but it's just not enough at this point. I'm pretty much worthless at this point as well, as you can see. Void out-heals me. I do get away though, because I'm Brood. Just barely. I just barely limp up this cliff and make it over my chain of webs. Into top lane, where I hide. So, that's probably GG, right? You're like, oh, Pete, you've been so pessimistic this entire time. Like, they just almost team-wiped you, you're limping, you can't TP back to base. That's it, right? Like, game's over. Game over, man. Game over. But as you can see, our creeps are pushing in bot, and Mirana just TP'd mid. And there's 10 seconds left on my Boots of Travel. So let's check them. No TP. TP. Can't do anything. No TP. TP. But their last tower is down. So I just TP in here. Pop my ulti. I've got buyback, so if they come back and stop me, I can TP back to base. They don't have fort. So in the time it would take Kunkka to TP back, I'd probably win the game anyway. And so I win the game. Brood MVP. Team on my back. Team on my fucking back. So to summarize that game, Brood is good. Not good super late game. Definitely not good super late game against Void and Kunkka. Pokemon is fun. VGC is pretty luck based, but Scrafty is cool. Project M is enjoyable, but kind of tech skill masturbation-y. Page 2 tournaments are fun. And Hugo and Ultra. If you're Hugo and you know it, clap your hands. If you're Hugo and you know it, clap your hands. So thanks for watching. I doubt anyone will actually watch this whole 52 minutes, but if you did, thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed my commentary on video games and Dota.